longer staring at the sky. He is now staring bullets into my soul. But he's not just staring, he's fully sprinting in my direction. I scramble to my feet and beeline it to my place. I get off on the side road and so my roommate and I live downtown in a big city. My sleep schedule sucks and his doesn't. So I often find myself bored while my roommate sleeps during the same hours as a Life Alert customer. So to pass time, I would go for long night walks and just spend the time thinking and chilling. And on one of these nights, mornings, it was somewhere around 1 to 2 a.m. I was walking near a police patrolled park quite a ways away from my apartment. It was a quiet night, even for a weeknight. Very little traffic and almost no one on foot. The park was completely empty. I turned down a short side street in order to look back at my apartment, and that was when I first noticed him. At the far end of my street, on my side, was the silhouette of a man dancing. And it was a strange dance, kind of similar to a waltz, but he finished each box with an odd forward stride. You could say he was dance walking, I guess. And he was doing this in my direction. Deciding he was probably drunk or off or something, I decided to step as close as I could to the road to give him the majority of the sidewalk to pass me. But I'm not gonna lie, as creepy as it was, bro had moves. I can't even lie. He was very tall, lanky, but at the same time graceful. Like, the success rate of him scaring the hell out of me and getting my number were relatively the same. He was a 10 out of 10. But as we got closer, I was able to observe more. Like, his suit was tattered and messed up, covered in mud and what I would like to think was sweat because he reeked of body odor. It was almost as if he'd been wearing this suit for weeks. We took even more steps to each other and I was able to make out his face. His eyes were open wide and his head was tilted back slightly, looking off into the sky, but his mouth was formed into a painfully wide cartoon of a smile. I'm no longer messing with the situation. Between the creepy eyes and the smile, I decided to cross the street before he danced any closer. I took my eyes off of him to cross the empty street, and as I reached the other side, I glanced back and then stopped dead in my tracks because he had stopped dancing and was just standing with one foot in the street, perfectly parallel to me. His head still looking at the cloudy night sky and his weird smile still wide on his lips. Not liking this even more, I started walking away, but this time I kept my eyes on the man. He didn't move. And once I had put about half a block between us, I turned away from him for a moment to watch the sidewalk in front of me. Still on edge, I looked back to where he was standing to find him gone. I let out a sigh of relief, but that emotion was short-lived because it was instantly replaced with the feeling of being watched. I bear it as I continue my now speed walk home. I get a couple of blocks away from my crib and I get to this intersection with the stop sign. I look left, I look right, clear. I go to walk and I see him across the street in an alleyway crouched down next to a trash can. I couldn't tell for sure due to the distance and the shadows, but I didn't need to see his face to know. He was staring directly at me. I could feel it. In pure shock, I just stand there staring at him. And just as I did that, he got up and started moving towards me again, but he wasn't dancing anymore. He took giant, exaggerated, tiptoed steps almost as if he was a cartoon character, except he was moving very, very quickly. And I'm just standing there completely frozen as the smiling man crept towards me and then stopped again about a car length away from me, still smiling and still facing the sky. Finally, I gained control of my body again and I dart directly across the street. I look back and he's just standing there still fixated, looking in the direction that I was standing. I'm now walking backwards looking at him, and as I make more and more distance, I don't know how he got closer in the 2 seconds it took me to fall, but he's now standing there, and for the first time, I can see his full face because he's no longer staring at the sky. He is now staring bullets into my soul, but he's not just staring, he's fully sprinting in my direction. I scramble to my feet and beeline it to my place. I get off on the side road and
flow fire, can't match this. Past the test of time, now I'm used to stacking paper like I'm making packets. My bitch bad, your bitch good at really looking fucking average. Stop playing, getting money was the plan, I'm saying. Nigga green like ham. Feel that piccolo when I put the special gear in my cannon. Grin on me, I feel the Meckian. These niggas know on the shit, but opposition said he always be a number 2. I use Fruity Loops, but ain't shit sweet, cause I've been a pro with the 2. And it's gonna stay on my hip when I spin it, I'm not talking hula hoop. Ayy. 150 on a one-way. Car ain't got no roof, I dropped the top.